Right. Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Sarah Hunt Blackwell. I'm the First Amendment policy advocate with the ACLU of Georgia. The ACLU of Georgia has many concerns about HB 910 and the age verification requirement. First, the language of the bill is extremely vague. The bill places age verification responsibility on commercial entities, but doesn't specify what is considered a commercial entity. While the bill sponsor has verbalized the intent of this bill to target pornographic websites, using the term commercial entities could impose the requirement beyond those sites. In fact, social media websites could fall under this requirement because they arguably feature at least 33% of harmful content for minors. In fact, statistics show that pornographic content is rising on social media platforms. Another vague term in this bill is reasonable age verification. Reasonable according to whom? Reasonable as defined by what? Would the verification be reasonable if a minor uses fake documents to access one of these sites? Age verification methods vary, and what's considered reasonable in one context may not be considered reasonable in another. On the topic of age verification methods, most of them are intrusive and jeopardize privacy rights. The current language of the bill does not provide enough clarity as to which methods can be used or what type of verification would be valid. Most age verification sites and apps require scanning or uploading of government-issued documents, such as driver's licenses or passports. This is highly sensitive information that should not be uploaded for websites or third-party companies to access. Even though HB 910 includes language preventing retention of this sensitive information, it does not include language preventing the information from being sold or redistributed. What is most concerning about all of this is that it becomes a requirement for all website users, not just youth. The aim of the bill is to shield minors from this content, but it requires everyone who visits the website to upload sensitive information to verify their age. We understand that the internet is a limitless space where content, specifically pornographic content, is easy to access. But this bill is not the solution. It subjects the entities to legal liability despite vague language, and it infringes on the privacy rights of every individual who accesses these websites. As such, we ask the committee to please reconsider the requirements of this bill. Thank you.
Representative Holcomb.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are you aware of any examples where the states have been able to achieve this in a way that addresses your concerns? In other words, a different model from this?
No. Well, age verification in general is problematic for these privacy reasons. And to my knowledge, I'm not aware of any states that have been able to kind of pass these protections without an age verification requirement.
Okay, thanks.
Representative Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My question is along the lines of Representative Holcomb, but specifically on lines 14 to 15. I don't know if you have the bill in front of you. But really the definition of commercial entity, is there any suggestions that you have on how we could make that less vague? I was thinking perhaps adding language that makes clear that this entity receives some kind of money for what they do, but I'm having trouble coming up with language. I didn't know if you'd ever seen any or had any thoughts on that.
Well, I think that if the bill is aimed at targeting pornographic websites specifically, that there can be language included that says that. I think that there's a difference between, even with the social media websites, there's a difference between websites that are that exist for the purpose of people just accessing them and websites that exist for the purpose of accessing pornographic content. In the same way, I think about websites for like liquor and alcoholic beverages. Like you have to kind of, once you go to those websites, you have to say, yes, check a box that says, yes, I'm 21 years old to access these websites. So kind of situating it in that same type of framework and adding some language that specifies that what we're talking about here are really pornographic websites.
Okay, thank you.
Representative Oliver.
It's the privacy concern that how can you be barred from retaining personal identification, but also sell it? That seems inconsistent.
Well, depending on, again, this is an issue, a concern that we have, because depending on the third party that the website uses, or the app or the website that's used for age verification, there's a possibility that even with that information could automatically be redistributed or automatically be sold to another third party under a contract that third party company has with another third party.
Okay. All right, that's all the questions. Thank you.
Thank you.